going to be making a card for healthcare workers. So to start off, I'm going to take a piece of construction paper and I'm going to fold it in half, hamburger style. And then I'm going to take my paper and fold it in half again. Okay. Now I'm going to unfold my paper and I'm going to cut along this middle line going across. So if I have my long edges on the side in portrait mode, I'm going to cut along this crease in the middle, and that way I'm going to have two separate cards. And behind my yellow pieces of paper, I have a piece of paper that I've already cut a few things out of, and I'm going to cut even more things out of this paper. I'm going to use as much of this paper as I can. Now, our two cards are going to say, "You are one tough cookie," and that's going to be for our healthcare workers. So I'm going to take my piece of paper, and I'm going to draw on this first, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to color like a little cookie and take a little bite out of it, and it's going to say, "You are one tough cookie." So I'm going to take a washable marker, and I'm going to put my magazine underneath, so that way I don't get any marker on the table. So I'm going to take my piece of paper and I'm just going to do kind of a half circle, and I'm going to draw, when I get about this place in my circle, a little bite out of my circle. I just did some little wigglies and them all the way down. And let's make sure that that fits on our card. Yes, perfect. Okay, and now I'm going to do another one on this side. So start my little half circle, do some little tromps, and come down. Now this is going to be a chocolate chip cookie. You can make your cookie however you want. Now to color this in, I'm going to color it in with markers and crayons. So let's check back in just a few minutes and see how our cookies look. Okay, so now I have my two cookies colored in. Before I cut them out, I am just going to take a look at my card, and I want to show you how we're going to lay it out. So on the top of our card, we're going to write, "You are one tough cookie," and then we're going to glue our cookie at the bottom, and then on the inside we're going to write our thank you note with a heart. So with this one, you know, my construction paper is kind of thin, so I think if I use marker, it's going to go through. So I'm going to use either colored pencil or crayon to write my words on my card, so that way it doesn't go through. So I'm going to cut out my cookies, and then I'm going to start writing my note. So now I have my two cookies. I'm going to take my glue stick and glue them on. Okay, so now I have my two cards. Now it's time for us to write our message. I'm gonna write in colored pencil, but before I do that, I'm very lightly going to write with an erasable pencil. Sometimes when you use colored pencils, they actually don't erase the same way that actual erasable pencils do. So if I use an actual erasable pencil, that's going to help me to practice what I'm going to write before I actually write it. Alright, so I'm going to write "you," and make sure you're writing really light so that way you can go over it or erase it if it doesn't work. And see, I'm glad I practiced first because I wanted to write "you are one tough cookie," but I don't think I'm going to be able to fit that, so I'm going to write "your." So you are And see how my your is really big? I might need to write something a little bit smaller. So, 1, tough, and then cookie, I'm gonna make really big. And now I'm going to do that on the other one. Alright, now that we're done the outside of our card, I'm going to take this little bit of glue off. Don't need that. Alright. So now that we're all done with our cards, we are going to decorate the inside of our cards. So, what we're going to do, we're going to open up our cards, and you can write whatever you want on your cards. But if you're looking for a little bit of inspiration, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off by drawing a heart. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a black pencil, or I don't have a black pencil, I'm going to take a pen since I don't have a black pencil, and I'm going to draw 2 little eyes that are circles, and then I'm going to draw some little circles inside the eyes. And then I'm going to draw a smiley face with little cheeks on it. And then if you want, you can even do a little band-aid. To draw a band-aid, you're going to put 2 parallel lines, and then you're going to connect them with a half circle, and then draw 2 little lines on the inside. And you can do like some little dots to kind of show the air holes. Okay, and then let me do one over here. 2 lines, connect them, 2 lines, and then my little perforations. So now we have our outside, our heart, and we're just gonna write a quick little thank you note. Inside your healthcare worker card, you can write whatever you want. Here are some ideas. So for this one, I'm going to write thank you for your loving work. We appreciate you and love you. So that's one example of a message that we can write for our healthcare workers. When we sign these cards, we're not going to write our last names because the people who we're giving these to, they don't really need to know our last names. They just need to know that we care. So on the side of my heart, I'm going to draw a little heart, and I'm going to write my first name. And I'm going to do that over here. I'm going to draw a little heart, and I'm just going to write my first name. Now you can drop these cards off if you are coming to school to go pick up some homework. If you are going through the lunch line, feel free to drop these off during those times so that way we can get these cards to our healthcare workers in the community. Thank you for participating in this wonderful project.